Children around the world are using film as a tool for global understanding. The nonprofit organization By Kids has teamed up with 13 to create a TV series called Films by Kids to give a voice to kids. The series is entering its second season, is narrated by Emmy and Golden Globe nominated actress Ashley Judd. Let's take a quick look.
These teenagers from around the world have compelling stories to tell, which they're telling with a camera. From the devastation of climate change and the impact of social change.
Education is important.
To life after escape.
I'm a refugee from Aleppo, Syria.
And life after incarceration.
I can tell you about my life.
Find out what they'd like us to know about their world in their very own films.
And hopefully you could probably relate to it.
Films by Kids.
Here then to talk about all of this, the series executive producer, Holly Carter. Holly, it's nice to have you here with us.
So wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Let me start, before we get to the films, let me start with the organization By Kids. Tell me how it came about and what it does.
The short story is that I had been a print journalist out of the gate in my career, was at the New York Times. And then with my own kids, I began to see that children are the best reporters because they tell it straight and they're completely authentic. So, you know, this idea that we would give a kid the authority to tell their own story, particularly from countries around the world where the media diet here, and particularly the school day is not filled with global stories, that this was our way of balancing what our kids are learning about the rest of the world, and not just balancing, but really giving them the ability to learn to be empathetic, which is at the heart of what we do.
So talk about the creation then, the partnership with 13 and the notion of Films by Kids. How did that happen?
Well, what a great partnership. I mean, we could not be luckier. We had made, at the time I first came in to meet with our partners at WNET, 3 of the 5 films of season 1. It took us 8 years to make those first 5, and it's taken us 2 years to make the new season. And we're very excited about the kind of legs that the films get, particularly in the education space. I mean, our mandate is to make our young people more empathetic and global citizens. We do a lot of hard work with the help of PBS Learning Media to do appropriate, wonderful, engaging educational material. We have a number of other partnerships that mean that these films and the wraparound educational material is reaching a lot of people.
Talk about the process of putting these films together, the notion of combining the kids, if you will, with experienced filmmakers.
We sit and come up with a globally relevant story that we want to tell. Think something like climate change or displacement. We then pick a country where that has not been on the front page of the papers or in the news much, if at all. We then pair with a nonprofit on the ground that helps us with finding a group of kids from whom we pick the lucky one.
I had a chance to watch the film of The First Story. Tell us a little bit about The First Story.
So The First Story is a film made by now 19-year-old Mike Martin, who at the age of 17 was sent to Rikers for 5 months. We went looking for a film that would help everybody, but particularly young American students, talk about issues around race, poverty, juvenile justice reform. And we were lucky enough to partner with an organization here in New York called Friends of the Island Academy. We found Mike from a group of kids. He and his family were willing to really experience something. I mean, it's intense.
It is.
His mentors are not 1, but 2 spectacular filmmakers, Chiemi Kurosawa and Hollis Meminger. They worked together over the course of a little more than a month. And we have a local composer who did spectacular music. You'll see in his film that part of the film was him taking a rap song that he had, really a poem, and Bashiri Johnson has helped him record it in the studio, and it becomes really an integral part of the film, which is amazing because we're by kids and we're all about using short film to teach other people through mentorship, right? So to have the fact that Mike not only learned to be a filmmaker, but became a musician in the process is very exciting.
I want people to understand these are real professional quality films. These are not some kids taking out their camera, their cell phones and shooting something. I think what you're doing is marvelous. So congratulations to you and everybody for working on it. We'll look forward, hopefully, not just to the second season, but hopefully we'll get more seasons down.
Season 3 coming soon.
Great. All right, Holly, it's a pleasure. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
And a reminder for you, Films by Kids through March 24th at 7:30 p.m. on 13. For more viewing opportunities, make sure you visit our website at metrofocus.org.